got an early morning start today. The sunrise is beautiful. I was on the road by 7:07 and there's a fire going off in the distance, which doesn't make the breathing hard, but I can just smell it. So good morning to you. I hope it's, or evening, whenever you check this. I hope it's going to be a great day for you. So today I am going to a town called, and I know I'm murdering this name, São de Madeira. Google Maps says it's 14 miles away. My Camino app says it's 18 miles away. And at the end of the afternoon, 4 miles can make a huge difference, as you can imagine. So we'll see what it actually ends up being. One impression is a big surprise, and this is in answer to one of the comments that Vivian made. A big surprise is that the last 2 evenings hotels have been totally contactless. So like last night, very nice hotel, but when I arrived the door was locked, and so I called the number on the door on WhatsApp, and what came back was the code for the entry, and then instructions for Wi-Fi, what my room number was, and where to find the key on the desk in the front lobby area, the reception area. So there was actually a person behind that message, because I had a question like, what about breakfast? You know, the important things. And they said, breakfast has been prepared for you. It's in the fridge in the kitchen downstairs with your room number on it. And sure enough, it was. There was all kinds of stuff in this little bucket. There were maybe 6 or 7 buckets in the fridge, each with a room number on them, and different breakfasts in the buckets. So I never saw anybody. It was totally contactless, and that was quite an interest. The room was beautiful. It was a wonderful night's stay, but it was very much a surprise. So it's day 17 or 15 days of walking, which means it's the start of my 3rd week. I'm on a day 15 of actual walking, and it's a Sunday, and things are very quiet. I'm on a back road here, which is nice. For the last half hour, 1 car has passed me. And especially for a Sunday, I think it's very nice to have the quiet. And for me, part of walking the Camino is just learning to walk humbly and be still and mindful of what you can appreciate in the moment. So I know it's easy to get into comparison mode. I do that myself. Oh, I couldn't do that, or I could do that better, or whatever. And this is, for me, is not a competition. It's not an endurance race. It's the only reason I have to get to a certain place at a certain time is because I've pre-booked my accommodations. That's the only reason. I could take it a lot slower if I wanted to. But my brother-in-law gave me some nice tips on mindfulness the other day, and I've been trying to practice those. That's really one of the biggest benefits for me, has been appreciating the little things. That little patch of shade in the afternoon makes a huge difference. The arrow that you didn't think you were going to see. The little cafe that is the only thing that's open. Those types of things are so great to appreciate, and I think I'm increasing in my appreciation. So one of the other questions Vivian had was, where are the locals? Well, they're obviously not on this path. I know that's not what she meant. In the little towns, some of them look semi-deserted. And of course, when you have those shutters pulled down over your windows, it looks like the house is vacant, but it's not. People are inside, avoiding the heat, and they do have their siesta time in the afternoon. So things will close down around 1:30 or 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and then, like the restaurants, don't reopen again until 7 or 7:30. So there's that afternoon piece where people are very quiet. And of course, the Camino doesn't go through the bustling hubbubs of Portugal. So there are certainly locals here, just not a million of them. I'm anxious to talk with you at lunchtime coming up here fairly soon, but this old wall was just too pretty to pass up. All the greenery and botany sticking out from it. It's just what I imagined Portugal to be. As well as the old doors and the old stone across the street. So I walked this morning for a while with Marek from Gdansk, Poland, and he was a tall, lanky guy. We walked for probably 15 minutes, and then he took off ahead of me. But he said he was a guy who was not a planner. He just picked up his backpack and took off. In fact, he doesn't even carry any food in his backpack. He says, something will show up when I'm hungry. I, on the other hand, have a backpack full of stuff. I've got leftover pizza being gently warmed by the sun in my pack. I've got cheese, of course, being gently warmed by the sun in my pack. I've got half of a croissant from breakfast being gently warmed by the sun in my pack. And I have a Kit Kat bar strategically placed so that it won't get gently warmed by the sun. I also met Ollie from England. We walked for 15 minutes or so too, but it was all uphill, and he was much more muscular and young, so he took off as well. This place I've stopped has a whole variety of gelato, so that is going to keep me inspired for the afternoon. Well, I'm within 0.2 of a mile of my destination. This is kind of a major city here, past a real mall and with people in it and everything, and a hospital and lots of people in restaurants. And I think I turn here. My phone is about dead, and so am I. This turned out to be a 20-mile day, and it was a scorcher. Got up to 33 degrees, and this is the land of 1,000 hills, and I am not exaggerating. And they're very steep hills, so I am tuckered out. I hope you have a great evening or day, whatever is in front of you right now, and we will talk tomorrow.